On January 17th, Bulbers150 asked NicoD if he could shoot a video on how to download and burn an Armbian image to an SD card using only a regular Android on P1. Okay, he asked NicoD, but I don't know if Nico will have the time to play with that. He's already doing so many things with the station P1, and I wanted also to try Armbian on the station P1, so I said to myself, why not try? So that's the goal of this video. Let's see if we can install Armbian with just the station P1, a keyboard, a mouse, an Ethernet connection, and nothing else. No USB gizmo, no other computer, just the station P1. Can we do that? Let's see that together. To summarize the challenge, what do we want to do? We want to be able to install Linux on an SD card directly from within the Android version that is running on the station P1. Unfortunately, you can't write an image to an external SD card on an Android device without having the device rooted beforehand. You can have your application write some files on the SD cards, but you can't write a raw image thanks to DD or any other software directly to the SD card without your device being rooted. So the first thing we have to do for this challenge is to root the device, or we would have to use an external SD card reader, and we don't want that. We just want to use the Android station P1 as we got it without any external gizmo. So I tried quite a few different ways of rooting the station P1, and unfortunately none of them work. I'm an old monkey, you know. Last time I rooted a device was a few years ago, around 2017, I guess. So that's why lots of the applications, you know, the one-click root, which are now the smartest one, just did not work for me. The TWRP did not work either, so I was kind of lost. Fortunately, I wrote a tweet to Station Geeker asking for some help in order to root the station P1, and they answered me by email, and it was just amazing. So they told me that the first method was to go into Settings, Advanced, and then go on to Developer Options. I had already done that to be able to have access to USB. And then that was as simple as clicking on root access. Stupid me, I should have found it by myself. Man. Yes, it's dangerous, but I want it. I want it so much. That's it. I'm rooted. Amazing. It was so simple that I never thought of looking at it. So the application I'm interested in is called Droid. It's supposed to be able to work, to write on the SD card if ever you're rooting. So I launched it, but can't see much for the time being. Nothing is happening. So I think I will have to find something else in order to write directly an image through the SD card. We'll try to use BerryBoot, which is supposed to be able to write images to the SD card slot. So the first thing to do is to locate the image that we downloaded from Armbian. So what I'm gonna do is switch to ADB shell. My station P1 is connected via USB, so that should be kind of easy. So let's see what we have now. ADB devices. Okay. Let's have a rooted shell. Cool. So ADB shell. I think it's in /data/media0 download. Let's see. Okay, there it is. I don't think that this application is able to use directly XZ file, so I have to find something that will unzip this file, and then I will copy the path of the image file and then paste it into the application. So I don't have the Play Store yet, so I have just downloaded somewhere GZ and XZ extract. So I'm gonna install it and see if it can help us with the image.xz. Load. What are you? Download. Yes. Okay, great. It has seen the file. I want to expand, so let's choose this one. Extract here. Yes, I want to extracting. Thanks a lot. It will take maybe some time. It's quite a big file, several hundred megabytes of data. Then I will switch to the other application and give it the whole path we need to write to the SD card. Okay, it looks like it worked. Fine, cool. Now let's go back to command line and see if we can get the full path. Yes, we can. So let's just rate. So let's go back to our application, which is BerryBoot, and we'll write name. So the name of the file is Armbian and so on image, and the name of the folder. So now I have the full path of the image I want to write. Now what I have to do is to find the path of the SD card device. Better not fail on this one, because I could just erase just about everything on the eMMC of the station P1, which I don't want, obviously. So let me check how to find it. So what do we have? The data media on which we were just before is the fake SD card, which allows us to download things on the station P1. Now it looks like the SD card is this one, so it's another SD card FS, and I think that could be a real SD card. So let's switch to this directory and see what is inside. Yes, that's it. You can see some zip files. That's my lame attempt to root and install via ADB sideload the OpenCAPS, but it did not work. So the path looks to be okay. So let me just copy it and go back to the station P1 user interface and write it down there. Now, fingers crossed, let's try to write the image to the SD card. No. There is an SD card. Ah, damn it! Yes, of course, there is an SD card. I failed somehow. Of course, we now know why I failed. You'll see that later on in the video. But what I was trying to do was just plain stupid. Should I unmount it? Maybe. I will definitely try to find something else. Maybe we should go the DD way, old DD way. Yes, let's do it like that. You know what? I think I made a very stupid mistake. A beginner mistake. You're not supposed to write. I don't know if it's DD which BerryBoot installer uses, but with DD you're not supposed to use DD to write to a mounting point. You're supposed to use DD to write to a real device. So when I write /mnt/media and so on, it's wrong. It's totally wrong and stupid. I think I should find the real media and then write on it instead of just using a mounting point, which is stupid. By the way, if we look closely at the mount method, what do we see? So the mounting point of the SD card corresponds to /dev/blog/vold/public. So, and it's vfat. So that's maybe the device we are looking for. Let's make another try. I entered the DD command and not DD, df command, and it told me once more that the path of my external SD card was this one. So, okay, that won't do. Looking at the partitions, it looks like the eMMC BLK1 is the eMMC, and that the eMMC BLKO is the SD card. You know, it's around 16 gigabytes and with 2 partitions. So I tried, you know, with the where is it located? Yeah, there it is. Public 179.129, as you can see there. And of course it didn't work. I didn't expect it really to work because it's written pretty strangely. But it looks like it is linked to the eMMC BLKO. So I think I will try it again, but with path, dev, block, platform, and so on. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, so it's dev block eMMC BLKO. Let's try it this time with a BerryBoot installer and see if this works. Wish me luck. Oh, whoa. Too quick to be true, I'm afraid. I don't think this worked. I think I will just remove the SD card and see if we have something on it. Okay, that's not what we want to do at the end, because we want to be able to write an image on the SD card without having to tinkle with another computer. But nonetheless, if this works, this will give us ideas to go on with just the station piano itself. Okay. Do not know about progress. Bad luck. Okay. I don't know if that works, but for the time being there is no error, no nothing, so maybe that will work. And if that's ever the case, we will then try to find a way to do it without ADB. So I think we'll just launch a terminal app on the station P1 and then just launch the same kind of commands. Before launching a terminal application, I think it would be better to install something that looks like a Linux subsystem so that we have access to the commands we are used to in Linux. I mean, fdisk, dd, and so on. So let's install BusyBox and then we'll find a terminal application so that we can use it directly from within the Android on the P1. Okay, great. Let's see now if it has been found. Anyway, install. Great. I would have liked to use the Android Play Store, but unfortunately it's not possible. At least it's not possible easily. So I should have started with APK Pure first of all, and then I should have installed all the applications I need for this project. Okay, I didn't know anything about Thermux. Permission denied, that's okay. Okay. Let's see if the writing to the SD card works with that Thermux application. Whoa, that was quick.
Fishy, fishy.
Okay, so you know what the next step is now. Just reboot and see if we get to see Armbian running. Failed. Okay, let's try it again. Thermux. Okay, we'll see. Woohoo! Okay. Anyway, let's reboot and see if it worked.
Look, Mom, no hands.
Looks like Linux booting. And rebooting. And rebooting. And rebooting. Okay. That may not be the best image ever. I know that some people have an Armbian distro working on their station P1, so I maybe didn't choose the right one. I'll give it another try, and while I'm here, now that I have a working method, I think I will try another image which is not Armbian, but maybe a Ubuntu or something else that is linked at the station P1 website. Okay, let's try, maybe the last time, to download the version of Armbian we would like to burn onto the SD card. Now let's have a look. Oh! Okay, this time it worked. I do hope that it will work. Let's see. Okay, we're done. Just a little bit of sync, just in case, even if the SD card is not mounted. Let's see if we can now boot Armbian. Okay. Finish hardware optimization. That's cool. Okay, start job, whatever this may be, will take quite some time. Or not. Okay, great. I didn't do anything, by the way. I just rebooted and I let the SD card inside. No trick, no nothing, it just works out of the box. Okay, why not 4? So it says 4 GB, the CPU is at 47 degrees, which is a nonsense thing on an RK33 99. That's cool! Exit. So I do an apt update. So the goal of this video was just to try and install Armbian on the station P1 without any other computer or smartphone or whatever. So I think we reached that goal, even if that was not as easy as I thought it would. Anyway, so I think I'll make another video regarding using Armbian for real on that machine, but for the time being, I think that's all, and that's pretty cool. We managed to install Armbian on the SD card without any major issue. In fact, the issue was the interface between the keyboard and the machine, me, in fact. So let's do a dist upgrade, even if it's not handled by Armbian. I mean, it's not supported. That's nice. Maybe the last thing I'll try to do is to install Armbian onto the eMMC. It should be quite easy with the script that is supplied by Armbian. The problem I'm facing right now is my shitty HDMI capture card, which flicks when trying to enter the Armbian config screens. So I will try to find another one in my math, or you will just have to believe what I say without seeing it. Cool. I will just install two more things that I can't do without. HTAP and screen fetch. Okay, just a reboot to see if we have anything new and if it's still working. Oh, I even can't spell properly. Reboot. Nice. So what do we have? 20.11.6 bullseye Armbian with Linux 5.9.14 Rockship 64. Okay, it's still a CSC community support, but that's cool. 40 degrees. It's crazy. Have a nice display, so nothing new under the sun. Edge top thing, nothing. We can see the 6 cores, which is cool. And the CPU is less than 40 degrees. That's cool. I think I will install Rosetta at home and see if the machine is still lukewarm or burning hot. We'll see. Before managing to launch correctly Rosetta at home, because I'm kind of rusted, let's try to install Armbian on the eMMC. Boot from eMMC, system on eMMC. Yeah, that's cool. Oh man, I'm losing my Station P1 default Android system. That's frightening. Power off. Okay, let's do that. Ooh, is booting from the eMMC. So it's official now. I have a recent version of Armbian starting on the eMMC. Bye Android. So what do we have? 35 degrees. Yeah, 29 gigabytes. Perfect. We are not on the SD card. That for sure. Oh, that's cool. Now let's try to install the X server and so on. Done. What about rebooting now and see what we will get? Oh, what was I saying? I was saying something. It's working. Nice. Well done, Armbian. I'm impressed. Oh, it's working nonetheless. Starting on Armbian.com, that's cool. Well done, folks. Mandatory test. Whatever. Okay, it looks like it's working on 1080p without suffering, which is cool. Let's just try to see what htop cell is. Okay, so the video playing may be with a CPU, I guess, and not hardware accelerated, I'm afraid. But it's Firefox, yeah. Okay, but it works nonetheless. Even if it's not accelerated, it works. I hope that in the version that will come later on, we will have video playing with accelerated thanks to hardware. We'll see. It looks like we're done. Or are we? So the first thing to do is to go into the settings on the tablet and then click on advanced settings, then go to tablet status, then go down until you find your build number, and once you have found the build number, then you can click 7 times on it so that you become then a developer. Once it's done, you can go back to the settings once more, click on developer options, and then search for root access. Once you have found root access, click on it, and you will be able to choose between all these options. Click, of course, on apps and ADB, and click OK. Once it's done, you can go and download APK Pure, because we will need it to install other applications later on. Once it's done, you can install Super SU via APK Pure or directly via the web browser. And then you can install APK Pure if you haven't done it yet. Once it's done, in APK Pure you can find Termux. This is a terminal emulator we will use later on to use DD. Once it's installed, you can then upgrade it, install a few packages that we will need. And once it's done, you can launch the famous DD command, which will ask you if you want to allow it to be run as root. And after some time, you will see that your SD card will have been written with the Armbian image. Then you can reboot via the remote control, and voila! Armbian installed on your SD card. Once it's done, you can now install Armbian onto the eMMC. So launch Armbian config, choose install on eMMC, boot from eMMC, system on eMMC. It will ask you for a few questions, and then just say OK to just about everything, and it will format and install Armbian on the eMMC. Then power off. Don't forget to remove the SD card before putting the power once more, and there you go. You have Armbian in a few steps written on the eMMC on the station P1. Well done. So we made it! It was pretty simple, in fact, to install Armbian on the station P1 without anything but the station P1. Just the station P1 by itself. It looked complicated at the very beginning, but it was really straightforward, in fact. So what are the next steps? I think I will open the station P1 to see what's inside, and also install Rosetta at home to see if the heat dissipation is better on the P1 than on my previous RK3399 based devices. In the meantime, if you need any help in order to do the very same thing, don't hesitate to have a look at this short article I wrote. The link is down there. And while you're here, don't hesitate to have a look at my other SBC videos. Goodbye.